editions of TV23's Internet, provided by SWKO Wireless Internet. Covering the High Plains with news, weather, and information. From TV23 Studios in Sublette, this is High Plains Today.
Hi, everybody. How are you today on this Monday, March 5th, 2018? Welcome to High Plains Today. On today's show, we're going to be chatting with Tony Smith. She is the executive director at Baker Arts Center in Liberal. They got a ton of stuff going on. They got a high school art show coming up, ceramics, cuisine thing for St. Patrick. They got a ton of stuff. Stick around. We're going to talk about it. All right. In the meantime, let's see what's happening. Well, around 11:15 yesterday morning, the Stevens County Fire Department and emergency personnel responded to a haystack fire just northeast of Moscow. Now, currently, the fire is contained, but Haskell County Fire was assisting with the fire. Now, they ask you to please stay clear of the fire scene so responders can safely perform their duties. Hopefully, this baby will stay contained today during all the high wind. And in the meantime, Governor Jeff Collier issued a declaration of disaster emergency at 1 o'clock yesterday. Now, that declaration was issued to the wildland fire in Stevens County yesterday afternoon. I think they're ramping up for some more stuff that's going to happen. The Kansas Division of Emergency Management activated the State Emergency Operations Center in Topeka Saturday at an enhanced steady state due to very high and extreme fire weather conditions across the state. We'll talk a little bit about that in weather. At this time, the SEOC is staffed with personnel from KDEM, Kansas National Guard, the Office of the State Fire Marshal, and the Kansas Forest Service. Much of the state is pretty much all of the state is currently under a red flag warning from the National Weather Service for strong winds and dry conditions. Kansas Department of Emergency Management officials encourage citizens to practice fire safety and to stay diligent in preventing wildfires. Authorities say 43 people have been arrested following a narcotics investigation. Kansas Bureau of Investigation, Dodge City Police, the Ford County Sheriff's Office, and the county attorney completed their lengthy investigation last Thursday. Dodge City Police Department says 38 arrest warrants were issued for charges including possession of methamphetamine with intent to distribute within 1,000 feet of a school, possession of marijuana, and aggravated child endangerment. The operation resulted in the arrest of 43 people who were booked into the Ford County Jail. Communities impacted by the operation include the city of Buckland, the city of Ford, and the city of Dodge City. Now, last year, more than 40 people were arrested following a months-long narcotics investigation in northwest Kansas. Former Dodge City Community College Executive Vice President Danny Gillum is charged with making false information following an investigation. The investigation went to the Ford County attorney, who forwarded the case to the Kansas Attorney General's office. Now, a complaint filed in Ford County Court shows Danny Gillum faces a charge of making false information. According to the complaint on December 31st of 2016, Gillum knowingly provided Dodge City Community College with false credentials for his wife, Renee Gillum. Now, those credentials, according to the court document, would ensure she remained employed at the school. The accused nepotism is one of many accusations the investigation was looking into. It is the only accusation that has led so far to a charge. And Kansas is reporting that it has collected nearly $27 million more in taxes than anticipated in February. Now, the report last Thursday from the State Department of Revenue was more good news for legislators as they face a Kansas Supreme Court mandate to increase spending on public schools. It was the 9th consecutive month that tax collections have exceeded expectations. Revenue Secretary Sam Williams said the state's ongoing monthly revenue surpluses could be an indication of economic optimism. Now, since the fiscal year began in July, the state has collected $4.3 billion in taxes. That's $275 million more than expected and a surplus of 6.8%. A former deputy director of the Kansas Department for Children and Families, alleges the agency has a record of systematically underreporting child fatalities and of providing inaccurate information to the state's Child Death Review Board. Now, the allegations emerged as new DCF Secretary Gina Meyer Hummel and Governor Jeff Collier publicly acknowledged mistakes were made in the past and that the administration was taking an aggressive approach to improving operations at DCF. Now, DCF's top administrator in Wichita was recently fired, and the agency conceded DCF documents were inappropriately altered regarding 3-year-old Evan Brewer's body being found encased in concrete. Agency officials advised employees to avoid communicating by email about mistakes dealing with child abuse cases. Instead, staff members were to communicate by phone or with handwritten notes that were later shredded. DCF reported 7 fatalities to the National Child Abuse and Neglect Database in 2013. However, reviewed internal DCF reports show at least 20 fatalities that year. And the Kansas Democrats running for governor clashed Saturday over who best can beat Republicans such as Chris Kobach and independent such as Greg Orman. Now, the focus on who can attract general election support comes amid the state party's first contested primary for governor in decades. Some fear Orman will draw votes away from the Democratic candidate, allowing the Republican, whether it's Governor Jeff Collier or Kobach, the Secretary of State, to win. During the party gathering in Topeka, candidates urged Democrats to consider who can best win in November. None of the candidates attacked each other on the stage. Much of the 90-minute forum was spent on policy, with the major candidates keeping significant policy differences to a minimum. Most expressed support for key Democratic ideas of expanding Medicaid, improving the infrastructure, and improving the state's welfare programs. All right, that's a look at some of the stuff that's happening out there. It's going to be breezy today. It's going to be even breezier tomorrow. I'll be back with the weather right after this.
You're watching High Plains Today on TV 23 with host Chris Jewell. TV 23's internet service and 4G live streaming provided by United Wireless. Coverage you deserve. Service you expect. United Wireless.
Watch these magnificent honeybees, staying busy pollinating the world and making honey while they do it. But these bees are suffering. The Wi-Fi in their hive is slow and buffers constantly. They struggle to watch their shows on Netflix and surf Pinterest. Bees hate that. So what do you do if you're a buffering bee? You switch to Pioneer Communications, who offer 50 megabit internet that's as sweet as honey. They've made the jump, and so can you. Pioneer Communications, your community connected.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard serve to give back to their country and communities. Their part-time commitment qualifies them for an array of benefits, such as affordable health and life insurance benefits, education benefits, including tuition assistance, student loan repayment and GI Bill programs, a retirement plan based on part-time service, and VA home mortgages. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn more about all the benefits available in the Army National Guard.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled, and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded, so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
Now, the local weather forecast for the High Plains.
All right, we're looking off to the west on the TV23 tower cam. You can see a little bit of dirt left over from when we had the little bit of ice on there. You know what? It looks pretty pleasant out there, but you can kind of see the tower is, it's bouncing just a little bit. I'll tell you why. 51 degrees. Look at this relative humidity is 13%. It is way low. And the winds are out of the northwest at 23. They've gusted up to 37 already. Now, we had gusts of 51 in Garden City yesterday, 49 in Dodge City, 41 in Liberal yesterday. Barometric pressure is holding steady. Now, looking at the current temperatures around the area, you look at this. Everybody in the 40s and 50s. Now, when you get to the current dew points, look at this. Lamar is at -4. That means the relative humidity is like 9%. Same down in Guyman. Everybody is dry, dry, dry till you get over here around Hayes, Pratt, Medicine Lodge line. Going to be lots of wind today. You can't tell by looking at this, can you? The least amount of wind that's blowing out there right now is 21 in Elkhart. Everybody else is up in the mid to upper 20s into the 30s. Now, the fire danger is critical pretty much for the entire state of Kansas, even all the way down into the Texas Panhandle. So be careful out there today. And if you're a smoker, I don't hold that against you, but don't be flicking them out the window. All right, looking at the highs and lows as recorded at the Garden City Regional Airport. Got to 79 yesterday, 85 back in 09. 43 was the overnight low, 1 back in 1948. I don't even know why I look at the bucket because there's nothing in it. All right, here's what we've got in store for today. 54, it's not going to be real warm today, especially with that wind. 31 miles an hour out of the northwest, gusting up into the mid-40s. Could even see some gusts up into the 50s. Now, tonight, a low of 22. Now, the reason we're going to cool off is the winds are going to die down drastically come sunset tonight, but the upper loft, the winds aloft are going to be still pretty high. That's what's going to drop us down into that 22 range. Tomorrow, 52 for the high. It's going to be windier tomorrow than it is today. Can you believe that? North-northwest at 23, up to 40 miles an hour, gusting up into the mid-50s. Then tomorrow night, a low of 18. Winds are still going to be pretty high, gusting up into the mid-40s, then dropping off into the upper teens by Wednesday morning. Now, Wednesday morning, going to be a good day. We got a big high pressure that's going to push in, going to push these winds off. Going to be 52 on Wednesday. Got a warming trend coming up. Look at that. We're going to be back up into the 70s by Friday. But you know what? There's just no precipitation in the forecast. Maybe sometime next week. All right, now, since it is National Severe Weather Awareness Week, pretty appropriate that we have Jeff Hutton with the National Weather Service. He's going to be out doing his storm spotter training today. It's going to be in Montezuma at the Senior Center. Then tomorrow he'll be out at the Grant County Fairgrounds in Ulysses. Then on the 7th, 2 shows in Garden City at 3 and 7 o'clock. Garden City Fairgrounds, and then on March 8th, on Tuesday, he'll be Syracuse at high school. Now remember, that's Mountain Standard Time, so it's really 7:30 for the rest of us. And then on the 12th, he'll be here in Sublette at the EMS building. All right, that's a look at our weather. Be back with Tony right after this.
Feel connected, informed, included, inspired. So when important things happen, we're here. Your local TV and radio broadcasters. America's #1 source for news, weather, and information. On every screen in your life. We are broadcasters. always here for you, wherever here may be. Text TV to 52886. Tell Washington local stations matter.
Are you getting the most out of your Medicare plan? Are you sure? Many people with Medicare are eligible for plans that include extra benefits in addition to those found in original Medicare. Benefits like dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free with no obligation to enroll. In addition to hospital and medical coverage, at no extra cost, you could also get coverage for prescription drugs, dental, hearing, vision, and more. In many areas, plans with benefits are available with $0 copays for many services, $0 monthly premiums, or $0 deductibles. That's hospital, medical, prescription drug, dental coverage, and more included in one plan with premiums that may be as low as $0 a month. Call now to see if you're eligible to enroll. The consultation is free and there's no obligation to enroll.
Call 1-800-521-3583. That's 1-800-521-3583.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers, high rate and high pay, never leave you alone.
Debt is really sucking the life out of them. He's picking up the phone.
Oh, no, not Consolidated Credit.
With one call, they can lower their credit card rates.
And consolidate their bills into one low payment.
They'll pay off their debt in no time.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Because debt sucks.
Call 1-800-380-8565. That's 800-380-8565. Call now.
And we're back. If you've been outside, you know the wind's going to blow today, so be careful. She is. Tony Smith, Executive Director of Baker Arts Center.
That's where
right
I
there
work.
On North Pershing, Liberal America.
Yes.
Big brick building.
Can't miss it.
Big sign.
Yes.
Don't forget,
Can't
you have a big
miss
sign.
it. Yes,
You have a huge backyard, too. I
That
love
we-
your backyard.
Oh,
you have
we-
so much good stuff in your backyard.
Yes, we do, and we're going to do it again this year.
You are, yeah, because last year, was it last year you had the seals?
Uh-huh.
The year before that, you had the dolphins or something?
Sharks.
Sharks. Okay,
We've
I
had
knew it was
sharks
something.
and sea lions, and this year it's going to be stingrays and butterflies.
Right. I don't understand the stingrays and butterflies tie, though.
Wings.
But that's, oh, okay. And that's coming in April?
The end of April, 1st of May.
Okay,
Yes.
so you got to come back and tell us about it. We're not going to talk about that because she only has like 52 other things going on between now and then. Okay, maybe not 52, but it's a bunch.
Pretty close.
Because this Friday, you're starting out with your annual area high school art show,
Yes.
right?
Yes. We now have 6 schools. We started out with about 9. And as I was discussing with you earlier, a lot of them are now having regional competitions. And so it kind of conflicted. We might have to tweak that next year if we do this again.
You'll do it again. Don't kid me. You are going to do it
we
again.
do it every
All
year.
right.
It's fun. And if you've never been to an area high school show, take the time to come. Do your lunch hour, whatever. Come and see this thing. These kids are phenomenally talented.
Okay, so what do you have? I mean, I'm guessing paintings and sculptures and
It's
you name it.
Yeah, it's 2D, 3D, photography, sometimes movies. So, I mean, clay, it's everywhere. Glass, even glass blowing, Mr. Marsh, that used to teach at the high school,
Yes, in
had
Liberal.
one of his students, in fact, one year went to nationals in New York. Now, that was the Scholastic show, not our high school show.
Right.
But still, it was the area.
Okay.
And talent.
So, so you've cut it down to 6 schools. You going to have enough stuff?
Oh, heavens. Yes.
That's a yes?
Yes.
Yes. I'm thinking,
Heavens,
okay,
yes.
so you're going to have plenty of art
Yes, we will.
on display.
And this year, we decided not to do an opening. We're going to do a closing.
Oh.
It's nice for 2 reasons. It gives the teachers and the families a chance to come back on that Saturday.
Yes.
They get their awards. There will be 6 cash awards given, which is how the community bank comes in.
Oh, yeah, because they're
of
the sponsors.
sponsoring.
Yes. Thank you, Community Bank.
And yes, thank you very much. So there will be 6 cash awards, and they will be awarded that day. They will get their awards on the closing, which is April 7th.
Yeah, because you're
And
going
it's-
from March 9th to April 7th. So, and go to Baker Arts and just look at this stuff. It's a neat building. Okay, then after that, you get this started.
Yes, just started.
Yeah. It's not over by any means, though. Then you're going to have a ceramics class for kids.
We started it the 1st of February. It's going 2 months.
Okay.
And we were very blessed last year to get a grant for a new kiln that we got to put inside the building this time. So, yes, it's just, everything just worked out wonderfully, and we're so excited. Mr. Jim Martin has been teaching the class, but just because you didn't sign up in February doesn't mean you can't sign up for March.
So all I got to do is come see you.
Yes.
Guess what? $35 if you're a member and $40 if you're not, right? Yes.
For children, I don't think so.
Oh, maybe not. Yes, no, that's what it says.
Yes, you're right. 35 for members and 40. But that was for
She doubted me.
But that was for both months.
Oh.
So it will be half of that if you're just taking March.
All right. 17, 15, and 20.
There you go.
Did that in my head.
There you go.
I'm so mathematical. No, I'm not. All right. So then you've got another deal, though. Shauna Nichols from Beaver.
Yes, she is from Beaver, Oklahoma, and she started doing our cuisine classes, about a year and a half ago. But she would cart everything to Baker. And, I mean, she would have this pickup load of stuff.
I was going to say, she bring a truckload of stuff?
Yes, she did. Everything she owned, it seemed like, she would bring over. And so she started this during the summer of this last year. She had a cuisine class that she had everybody come to Beaver. And she made a list. The local grocery store worked with her. They all got to go in and shop and get their ingredients for that evening. And she had it at her home there in Beaver. It's out in the country in Beaver. Anyway, since then, everybody has said, we don't need to have it at Baker. And it's made it so much easier on Shauna, but they love doing it with her. She teaches them a lot of quick things, shortcuts, different things like that to do. So our classes are always full. So if you're interested.
So it's not going to be at Baker, though. You're going to go to Beaver to Shauna's house.
Yeah. Now,
so she can do it in the comfort of her home and kitchen.
Yes.
Right there in Beaver, America.
But everybody seems to carpool. So if you're worried about that.
Okay. Yeah, but the class size is limited on that baby.
Yes. It's usually, I'm going to say 10 at the max that she can do.
So if you want to get in on that, you need to call Tony and say, how are we doing on the cuisine thing with Shauna?
Yes.
All right. Interesting.
And then,
I should sign up for that. Wonder what she could do to help me with my George Foreman.
A lot. She's done those kind of things before.
Okay.
I'm
All
serious.
right. And then you got one other thing coming up. Now, we talked about the ceramics class for the kids. You got one for the adults too, right?
Yes. In fact,
Jim Martin, same guy.
Yes. And we just had one this weekend. It was kind of a starter. The second one will be a finisher for those that did this one. But there again, it's still available to those who would like to start something again. He's teaching them how to throw on the wheel, how to glaze, how to fire. I mean, everything.
And this will get you. And if you catch it on the second one and not the first one, but you get there for this one, I'm sure knowing Tony, they're going to have more of these.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Sure. Okay. But the big thing is this Friday, get to the Baker Arts because they're going to be having the area high school art show is going on. You only have 6 schools, but the building is going to be chock full of art.
And don't forget, Tuesday through Friday, and like I said, bring a sack lunch. Come
Have your lunch right there.
Yes. Love
very
it.
comfortable.
Tuesday through Friday.
And if it's nice, she might let you go out in the backyard.
It definitely.
It's huge.
We have a great backyard.
They do. You have a huge backyard. Tony, it's always good seeing you. Now, you got to come back, though.
Yes,
because we got to talk about stingrays and butterflies. Wings, like she said, wings is the only thing I can think that you can do. But let's hope the stingrays don't eat the butterflies.
Oh, they won't even be in the same area.
Hopefully. Okay. Tony, thanks.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we're going to see you. We're going to talk about stingrays and butterflies. But high school art show. Stick around. I'll be back with some more right after this.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. That's Independence University. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate.
1-800-274-8142.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled, and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded, so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers, high rate and high pay, never leave you alone.
Debt is really sucking the life out of them. He's picking up the phone.
Oh, no, not consolidated credit.
With one call, they can lower their credit card rates.
And consolidate their bills into one low payment.
They'll pay off their debt in no time.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Because debt sucks.
Call 1-800-380-8565. That's 800-380-8565. Call now.
You know what? Hugoton girls, they're going to be making their 5th straight appearance in the state tournament. After overcoming a sluggish start Saturday against Pratt, they took a 42-29 victory at the Holcomb Class 4A2 sub-state. Now, Hugoton is the number 4 seed, and they will face 5th seed Baxter Springs Wednesday in Emporia, 8:15 p.m., first round of that state tournament. And after struggling to hit from the outside most of the night, Whitney Hay and Allie Lucero delivered 2 3-pointers in the final 5 minutes of Saturday's sub-state championship game, and those shots provided the final momentum for the Liberal Lady Redskins. They needed to knock off Goddard 34-32. Liberal goes to the 5A state basketball tournament. They'll play on Thursday in Topeka. All right, last look at the weather. You know what? It's 51 degrees. Relative humidity way low. You look at that humidity with that high wind of 23 gusting up close to 40 and the barometric pressure holding steady. You got a fire danger, people. But never fear. Tomorrow's going to be windier than today. But it's going to warm up by the weekend. Go out and have a great day, everybody. See you back here tomorrow.
Keep up to date with the latest information from TV23 on our Facebook page, KDGL TV.
College is great, but before you enroll, which do you think is a better way to earn your degree? Live on campus in a dorm where you can't sleep, with a roommate you can't stand, attend lectures that you can't hear, with cafeteria food that you can't eat, or learn online at Independence University. On the porch with your puppy, in the kitchen with your kitten, on your bed with your bunny, your campus is wherever you want it to be. That's Independence University. And you'll also get a laptop and tablet to use in school, and you can keep them when you graduate.
1-800-274-8142.
40 million. That's the number of free phones still available and the number of how many Americans can still get prescriptions free.
Free could be wonderful.
That's why I'm still working at 77 years old to pay off my prescriptions.
I needed to have a prescription filled, and I had to leave because I couldn't afford it.
Call now and see what's available for you. Free prescriptions. Over 10 million people get prescriptions free, and the program has expanded, so another 40 million can. Free dental. Over 15,000 dentists have provided over $330 million in free dental work. Free cell phones. 40 million free cell phones are still available with free minutes and more.
Free cell phone would change my life right now because it is something I cannot afford to get.
Medical supplies like back braces, knee braces, and diabetic supplies may be covered too. The free RX Plus hotline has saved callers over $12 million on their prescription costs. These free programs are now available to 40 million more people. Call now.
When you have credit card debt, the debt suckers, high rate and high pay, never leave you alone.
Debt is really sucking the life out of them. He's picking up the phone.
Oh, no, not Consolidated Credit.
With one call, they can lower their credit card rates.
And consolidate their bills into one low payment.
They'll pay off their debt in no time.
Call Consolidated Credit now.
Because debt sucks.
Call 1-800-380-8565. That's 800-380-8565. Call now.